So zero sum paradigm, essentially, there's only so much of anything to go around, whether that is there's only so much time and there's only so much energy, there's only so much joy and happiness. There's only so much to go around. Back in the olden days, kids, when people would start dating, you hear this all the time, like, oh, the good ones are all taken because there's only so many good people. And more when you're looking into the actual quantum physics of the thing, which I'm really starting to look at regular physics as that is awesome when you are in kindergarten as a human, which I think most of us, including myself, are, where we're just like, right, you put a block on top of a block and that's all that exists. The more you start getting into a quantum world, the more you start lining up with what a lot of first peoples have been saying for a long time, which is that, yeah, there's not a limited supply of anything. We have all the time we need, we have all the resources we need, we have all the joy we need, we have all the everything we need once we allow ourselves to slide into it. And that's not a, I'm just going to think it. I'm going to think happy things and make it so, because that's where people fall down, because they often end up sliding into, I'm going to ignore the reality of the situation. So I'm starting from nothing to nothing solid, or they lean into the happiness pieces, right? I'm gonna think I have all the happy thoughts. I have a mansion on a hill, and it's like, okay, what are you doing? And do you really want a mansion? And is it solar heated or like we don't have the details. So a lot of what we're doing is going to tie back into this idea that there is no zero sum paradigm. It's not that once you can hit a ceiling on anything, whether that's hope, whether that's achievements, whether that's happiness. One of my favorite stories from uh, might be When the Impossible Happens. I'm forgetting which book right now. These two researchers were going around the world and they were in Peru talking to went to go see a shaman that day, and their translator was ill, so they had a different guide to take them to the shaman, and so they didn't know what was going on because they didn't speak, all they spoke was English. And so they're both sitting there and the shaman's basically like, here's what I'm going to do, and they're like, whatever you say in the language we don't speak. And so the shaman's doing their thing and she's dancing and she's rattling and she's chanting and she's singing, like all these things are happening. And then in the account, they're like, and we were both sitting there and all of a sudden this tree next to us just winked out of existence. It just disappeared. And we both looked at each other like, did you see that? We didn't want to interrupt. And then one of them was like, I was sort of doing this, like, is this just a magic trick? And it's actually, and then kept doing her thing and it came back. And they never talked to the translator. They never found out what was going on. But this idea of what is possible changes when there's no zero sum paradigm about what is possible. That is my little rant. Um, that is why I don't think I'm Pollyanna. And let's do a nap round.
You're Colleen.
Oh, that was good. That was good.